If you heard about some comparisons conditions like equals to, greater than, less than, then wildcard is a game changer that can actually make the way you kind of do condition easier and smarter. So wildcard are special characters to represent multiple characters at once. So you are kind of searching, or you want to do a conditions to search for a particular thing in your query, or you're using a wildcard to kind of filter the entire data set with some special character. So the smartest way to kind of filter your data set or do some comparison on your data set is by using wildcards. So wildcards are special characters to represent multiple characters at once, and they are often used with the like operator when searching for data. Then you're using something like like to kind of find and look for something inside your data. Some common wildcard special characters are the percentage sign, which represents 0 or more character, and the underscore, which represents a single character. Now, this is how the syntax looks like. So you can either do you are selecting from the particular table you want to select from, where the column you are looking for, like, so instead of using equals to, greater than, less than, then now you're using like, and you're putting your percentage sign before or after the value you are looking for. So for example, if I want to create a wildcard, I can say, okay, let me select, I'm selecting star from my Airbnb listing table, right? So if you look at this Airbnb listing table right here, so let's say, for example, I want to filter this data set where name is actually contain private. So I want to see the ones that are private, okay? So if I scroll down right here, right now, I can see different things, but I just want to see the one that kind of have private in them. So basically what I can do is I can go here and I say where name is equals to, and I'm going to put this in quotes, private, right? So when I do this and I run this query right now, you will see that the query actually returns blank because I'm referring to a single text here, which means it's looking at the table row by row and it's looking for where I have private. But I can actually include a wildcard to help me filter the entire table and look for where the names actually include private. So the way I can do that is if I change this equal sign to like, and I come here and I put a percentage sign here, if I search this query right now, you will see that it's going to return something. Now, what it's telling me is that I put a percentage before my private. So it has looked at name and see anywhere there is private in the name. Can you see that? Anywhere where this ends with private. You can see this ends with private. You can see top floor apartment, charming private. You can see 5 columns return, actually, just 5 columns return. I can actually include percentage at the back of this. Check where the text ends with private and also kind of start or include private, or private is anywhere in the data set, right? So if I run this query right now, you will see that it returns more than 6 columns for me. Now it's returning like almost 70, now it's returning 557 rows for me, right? So basically, if I look at this, I will see anywhere private is included because now I have private Seattle, I have beautiful private, I have private parking on site, I have EAP condo private. So it's returning private everywhere. And that is actually the most interesting thing about using a wildcard. Let's look at another example. If I also do select star from my review table, let's say from my Airbnb review table, right? So look at this review table right here. So I have this review table that has listing ID, date, reviewer ID, reviewer name, and also comment. So I want to kind of do some basic search on this table and I want to use a wildcard. Let's say, for example, I want to search for where there is a reviewer name called Sarah. Where's this Sarah, right? I want to see maybe somebody called Sarah that actually give any of this listing review. So if I do where reviewer name is equals to Sarah, where reviewer name is equals to Sarah, then it's going to return reviewer name that are Sarah and the comment of Sarah. And you can see this is we have Sarah, and that's about 3,773 rows. So what if I include percentage at the back of Sarah and I change this to like instead of equal to, and I run this query right now? once I run this query, it's going to return the table and show me where this ends with Sarah. So including Sarah as well. But when I scroll down, you see I can now see Aaron and Sarah. When I also scroll down, I can see some names that also include Sarah, Mike and Sarah. What if I also put percentage sign at the back as well, which means whether it starts with Sarah or it ends with Sarah, just return it. So I also have Sarah, and then I have Sarah and Autumn, which is not returning before. So Wildcard kind of help you widen and expand your search. Now let's look at another example. What if I want to do some things like, let's say for example, I want to look at comments instead. So not reviewer name. So I want to look like comments, right? And I want to say comments include amazing. I just want to see where my comments include amazing. So if I put this here and just say end with amazing, then if I want to see where my comment ends with amazing and I run this right now, now I'm going to see everywhere where my comment ends with amazing. So you see, so excited to stay here. It was amazing, amazing. Location was amazing, amazing. I'm just going to see where everything ends with amazing. And even if I put here a percentage sign here, then it's going to show me everywhere where amazing was mentioned in my comments, right? Everywhere where amazing was mentioned. You can see Joy is the perfect host. I cannot say enough. Good and amazing. I can say different things about this listing, right? Which is all amazing. Now, another example I can use is, what if I want to return where amazing is only when it's just amazing, right? And right now I'm using character instead. And I'm going to delete this A, right? And put underscore. So basically what I'm saying now is that I want you to find this character anywhere this character is. It can actually be amazing. It can be good. It can be maybe bad. I don't know. But I want A here. Look for any character here and complete it with amazing. So if I run this query right now, it's going to kind of look at this my table and it's going to return everywhere where I have amazing. Look at this. Amazing, 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 amazing. What if I even change this and I use AD instead? So it can be bad, it can be, I don't know. So let's see if we see anything related to AD. Okay, nothing right now that has AD. Then what if we do this one? So if there's something good here, then we should have something good. Now, amazing. Now we can see good, 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 right? So Wildcard kind of help you kind of look at your data set and see the way you can actually make this interesting. Now let's look at something else. Maybe you want to look at date. Look at date. You want to search for a date, and I want to look at a date, and I want to search for a review for June 1st or June 1st. Every review that was made on June 1st, right? Every review that was made on June 1st. So the best thing I can do is to come here and change this to date, right? Date, which is this date. And I want to change this to this underscore. I will make it 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So which means I want you to assume any year, right? Any year. Then I'll put month. Then I also put day. So now this means 1st of June of any year. Just bring in any year you want, right? So when I run this query right now, then you're going to see the review for all the June 1st. You can see June 1st of 2012, June 1st of 2019, June 1st of 2015, June 1st of 2017, June 1st of 2021. So it's kind of filling the gap. That's what that one is. It's just filling the gap the year, but it maintains the June 1st of all the year, right? And that is actually how to use a wildcard. So let's proceed into using a problem solving this case. So the first problem we are going to solve here is we are finding listing with a reviewer name that has Chris as their name, right? So we are finding a reviewer that has Chris in their name. That's the problem solving one. So I'm just going to put that here. So problem solving one wants to find a listing with a reviewer that has Chris in their name. They have Chris in their name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and just say select. And then what am I looking for? So I want to select the listing ID, listing underscore ID. Then I also want to select the reviewer name, reviewer name, reviewer underscore name from my Airbnb review table. Airbnb review table, right? So if I look at this right now, right, let me just run this so you see. So you can see the listing ID and you can see the reviewer. I'm just seeing different reviewer. I can even add comment to this. So let me see comments as well. So if I run this, you can see that I have the listing ID, I have the reviewer name, and I have the comment. But I want to look for a comment where I have Chris as part of the name, right? So what I'm going to do is to come here and add a clause called where reviewer name. So instead of using equals to, now I'm using like, and I'm going to put my percentage in front and say Chris, and also put percentage at the back. So what this means is whether it end or start with Chris, look for it. So if I run this query right now, I will see everywhere where it starts with Chris. You can see Christopher, Chris, Christopher, Christy, Christy, Christopher, Christine, John, Christopher, Marins, and Chris. And this is how to solve the problem solving one, right? Very straightforward. Once you're done, this is how your query should look like. So you are selecting listing ID, reviewer name, and comment from Airbnb review, where your reviewer name like Chris. So let's look at problem solving 2. So here we are finding a listing with a room type that starts with entire or neighborhood that contains EO. So once you find the listing with a room type that starts with entire or a neighborhood that contains EO, right? And that is what we are trying to do in this problem solving number 2, right? So if I come here and I put our problem solving here, so basically we are finding the listing with a room type that starts with entire, and then the neighborhood also contain here. All right, so I'm going to just start with select, and what are we selecting? I'm selecting name, I'm selecting room type, room underscore type, and I'm also selecting neighborhood. Where are we getting that from? From Airbnb listing table, right? From Airbnb listing table. So let me run this right now so you see. Now, what we are looking for here, we want to look at the room type that starts with entire, not private, not any other thing. We just want to really see room type that starts with entire, and also the neighborhood also has EO. The neighborhood has EO. That's what we're looking at. So I'm going to come here and say where, right? Our room type, where our room type like, right? So then we're going to put quote and the percentage sign to say entire, right? Entire. So where the room type has entire, or the neighborhood, we're also checking or when the neighborhood has EO, right? So we put that in quote where the neighborhood has EO, right? So if you look at this, let's run this query right now. So now we can see that we are finding a listing with a room type that starts with entire or neighborhood contains EO. You can now see that we have a room type that has entire and the neighborhood also contains EOs. You can see that, right? Or neighborhood contains EOs. You can see that. This is how your query should look like when you are done. So you are looking at room type entire or neighborhood looks like this, right? So let's look at problem solving number 3. So here we are finding the reviewer who recommend a listing. So once you find a reviewer who actually recommend a listing, any reviewer who recommend a particular listing, that's what we want to look at. So basically, if I come here and I say select reviewer ID, so I'm looking at reviewer because reviewer underscore ID, we're looking at reviewer name, reviewer underscore name, and we're also looking at comments, right? And then we are looking at that from our Airbnb review table. So if I look at this right now, you will see that I have reviewer name, I have reviewer ID, and I have their comments. Now, but I want to see the ones that actually recommend a listing, right? The one that actually recommend a listing, and that's what I want to get. So what I'm going to do is to say where, right, comment contains recommend, right? So I'm just going to say like, where comments like recommend, and I'm going to put that at the end as well. So where comments as recommend. So when I run this right now, I'm only going to see the one where we have recommend as part of our comment. And now you can see that Urban Cottage is comfortable, beautiful, really convenient. Joyce is amazing, host and friendly. This person recommend this. Joyce is this. We had a great time staying. She has a great whatever, highly recommended. So you can see that a lot of people actually recommend, right? I can actually see a trend here. So Joyce, I think maybe Joyce is doing well here. And then let's see, maybe we can actually filter this to even look at Joyce, because everyone almost saying Joyce. I'm seeing Joyce a lot here. So I can add the conditions to see this and say, and comment like Joyce. So let's see, Joyce. Everywhere they mention Joyce, right? We want to look at the review for this particular person, Joyce. So if I run this right now, everything we are going to see must contain Joyce. And you can see Urban Cottage is very beautiful, fun, and then there's Joyce somewhere here. You can see Joyce was beautiful. We had a great time staying at Joyce. So interesting. And that is how you can actually use Wildcard.